What's going on, guys? So I was just sitting here on the couch watching some King of Queen reruns, doing a little bit of surveys and YouTubes and stuff like that. Highly recommend that show. Very, very funny, awesome for background noise while you're doing computer stuff. And I noticed a couple of notifications on my YouTube, and I went and I read the questions, and I thought, wow, those are actually really great questions, and I'm glad somebody asked them because I never even thought to cover them because it's stuff that I don't need to do anymore, but I do remember doing those 5 years ago. So the first question is, can you alter your information to get into a survey? The the answer is yes, you can. And they probably would never know that you're doing that if you're giving proper answers. So, do you want to do that? That's up to you. That's up to you. I don't need to do that and I don't do that. I did do it before, but I did it with knowledge. So if they would ask me, "Do you have a 7-year-old daughter?" and I don't, but I have a 7-year-old niece, or if I had a 7-year-old grandchild or in that age frame, then you can answer yes because you can probably answer whatever that it is that they're looking for. Because if you don't do that, you're just going to keep getting disqualified all day long. So as long as I would just suggest that if you at least have some knowledge, you say yes, and then you go through the survey and give them the answers that they're looking for. Okay, don't go in the surveys, give them bullcrap answers and fraud them because it doesn't help you. It doesn't help anybody. Well, I guess it does help you because you get paid, but it doesn't help then. And if you start doing that through a whole bunch of surveys, you're gonna end up getting flagged, and then they'll just end up banning you at some point, right? So if you're in a survey, at least do your best to answer properly. Do not rush in these surveys, okay? I can't stress this enough. Do not rush just to get through it. Most of these panels, I'm just starting to notice, all have timers on them, okay? So what I will do before I submit a survey, I will let it sit on the end page where it says click your survey, submit your survey to get paid. I will let it sit there for 3 to 5 minutes. I'll get up, get a drink of water, go to the bathroom, whatever, just to waste 3 to 5 minutes, just to make sure that I get paid because there's nothing worse than doing a 15-minute survey and you did it in 13 minutes and then they don't pay you. That's annoying and that will make you quit. It will make you throw your laptop through the wall and probably get outside and get into some street fights. That's the rage that I feel when it happens. So do not speed. Do not speed, okay? And then the second question is when you clear your cookies and cache, can you change your IP address? Yes, you can, and I used to do that when I was able to. I can't do that anymore because I'm with Rogers and they don't allow you to change your IP address. But I also don't need to anymore because, like I said, I can do the higher paying IT surveys, and I do pretty good doing it with the higher paying surveys. We don't have to keep grinding out dollar surveys all day. I can do some $2, $3 ones to maximize my earnings. Okay. So when you change your IP address, you want to do it when you leave a site. You don't want to change an IP address while you're in the middle of the site because then they're going to start thinking you're changing your IP address to redo surveys on that website. And I mean, they probably wouldn't even notice that unless you start doing like fraud, like just reset your IP address, redo the same survey, but just give like garbled garbage answers, right? So what I used to do is when I was done doing the surveys on on the website that I was on, I would change my IP address, clear my cookies and cache, move on to the next website and do some surveys. Now, what I would notice is when you do this, the same surveys would pop up sometimes. And yes, sometimes I would redo those surveys, giving good, solid, straight answers, no lies, no nothing like that. Should you be doing that? Probably not. I didn't really make a habit of it. I never got in any kind of trouble for it. I don't think they notice it. A lot of these survey websites are super busy. They don't notice that stuff. As long as you're being honest and giving them good, solid answers, and you're not purposely doing that, it's probably not horrible if that happens. Because even sometimes if you don't switch your IP address, some of these guys need to make their quotas. So they'll want people doing many of these surveys as they can. Sometimes I won't even switch my IP address, and they will give me the option to redo the survey 2 to 3 times. And they're okay with that. I actually emailed a survey company once and I asked them, and they said yes, that it's fine, but don't be doing 5 of the same surveys or 10 of the same surveys. 2 or 3, if they allow it, is fine. I never ran into any problems, any kind of trouble doing that, as long as you give good, solid answers and don't fraud them, don't speed, don't do any of that stuff. Because you'll just end up at some point, they'll end up figuring it out. When they go to read the survey and they see like 3 surveys with the same information, same crappy answers, they'll contact the website and be like, okay, this person with the account name, whatever it is giving garbage answers. So then you'll probably end up getting in trouble. I'm just assuming that that would happen. It never happened to me. So, I mean, do what you want, guys, and just give good, solid answers and be honest and don't speed. That's the only advice I can give you. The rest of it's your decisions. Um, and also, while we're doing a video and we're on the topic, if you open up a survey called from the company called Qualtrics, you'll see it in the address bar. Qualtrics, okay? Qualtrics. These guys have timers on their surveys, 100% of their surveys. Do not speed, and when you get to the end of their surveys, leave it for 3 to 5 minutes before you submit it. I do that all the time. Because if they have a timer that the survey needs to be done in 15 minutes and you do it in 13, they'll disqualify you at the end and not pay you. These are the kinds of things I can teach you guys to get through all the tedious crap, wanting to give up because you're not getting paid. As a matter of fact, I would suggest that with every survey that you do. You take your time and then give it a few minutes at the end before you submit it. Go get a drink of water, go outside, have a smoke, run to the store, whatever. Just give it 3 to 5 minutes before you submit it. Give it that extra time to cross that time frame barrier. This will increase your guys' success rate huge and take out a lot of the tedious crap. The page that you see this video on, okay, I'm on a website and they are called JD Power and Associates. And as you guys get into the surveys and stuff, you will see surveys from this company, JD Power and Associates. I recommend you guys, as soon as you open this survey, you close them. Okay? From experience, and I do remember this from 5 years ago when I used to do this, this company is pretty scummy and shady. 80% of the time, by the time you get to the end of the survey, and say you take 25 minutes on a $3 survey, 80% of the time they just won't pay you. They are pretty shady and scummy. No other survey companies are really like that. This is the only one that I've run into. So every time I open it, I will just close it. It will save you guys a whole bunch of time, a whole bunch of annoyances. Again, cut down on the tedious crap. JD Power and Associates, just close the survey. Even if it looks good, like it's going to pay. I did a $6 survey by them about a week ago, and it was just on like business flights and stuff like that. And I spent 28 minutes on it, and their estimate was like 25 minutes. So I took the proper amount of time, gave all the proper answers, no crap, straight up good answers. I even gave some really good written answers. They disqualified me at the end, and then I realized, oh, I remember this company used to always do this. I was pretty pissed off and enraged. I think I made a video about it. Well, I know I made a video about it. You guys have probably seen it. So just, yeah, guys, JD Power and Associates, you open it, you see that name, close it. Qualtrics, take your time. All these survey companies, take your time, do the survey properly, leave it for 3 to 5 minutes. You guys will have really good results, okay? I'm probably going to make another website video in the next day or two. I've just been busy with juggling 2 jobs here. My other job's been picking up a lot lately, and then trying to handle this, run a household and all that stuff. So the next day or two, I will do one of those videos. I hope this answered your guys' questions and concerns. All right, anything else, post down below. All right, and we'll catch you in the next video, guys. Have a good one.